shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall someday.
I'm here with about 25 brothers and sisters from the United Food and Commercial Workers, from coast to coast, from Victoria to St. John and everywhere in between, and we're here to support the sisters and brothers in the $10 million class action lawsuit against Denny's!
Together we'll have victory, hand holding hand, hand holding hand, hand holding hand.
Someday, I do believe in God alone.
Migrante B.C. stands in solidarity with Armenian Vergara and the other Filipino Denny's workers who have taken up the courage to stand up for their labor rights and who have recently filed a class action suit against Denny's restaurants. The Denny's workers, we say, to speak up and struggle to assert your right is a matter of self-respect and dignity.
The way in which Denny's thinks they can treat members of the Filipino community, of the migrant community, of the immigrant community is unacceptable!
I think it's absolutely shocking in this country that we bring people in from other countries. We don't pay them the minimum wage. We don't afford them the standards that we would afford our own workers. And on top of that, we don't let Canadians know what kind of work conditions they have.
Why you think you got to steal?
The people united will never be defeated.
Bukod lang kasang tinig, isisigaw ang sulong. Tibayan ang hanay, gabiin ang kaaway. Sulong!
The people from Philippines who came to clean his table, to wash the dishes, thank you, all of us. They are having the chance to enjoy his food.
United will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Ang tao, ang bayan, ngayon ay lumalaban. Ang tao, ang bayan, ngayon ay lumalaban.
The lawsuit is symptomatic of what's going on throughout Canada, whether it's temporary foreign workers or seasonal agricultural workers. It's a travesty.
We have only started. We have only started. We have only
Fight for our
started.
rights! Unite all the workers against oppression and exploitation!
Jobs directly reliant on one employer that made them vulnerable. And now we've got this whole wave of temporary foreign workers in the supposedly low-skill economy, and we're just seeing the same thing. So we don't know how this can be justified in a continuing way. This is growing when everybody knows in research it's very clear. Temporary foreign workers are in a situation that structurally makes them vulnerable to exploitation, and this cannot be anything except wrong.
Oh, I just think that it's atrocious that Denny's would take advantage of newly arrived immigrants and then not pay them. I think that's atrocious, and I'm glad it got brought to light, and that, you know, that we can make choices now around supporting a business or not supporting a business that is treating people this way. I would definitely support not going to Denny's and doing whatever I can to make sure that those workers get paid what's owed to them.
We are not afraid. We are not afraid today.
Similar discriminatory practices against African Americans and Latinos in the United States as well. There's been multi-million-dollar lawsuits filed in the United States courts. And so I think this is a continuation, tragically, of that racist hiring and discriminatory practices by Denny's now in Canada.
The justice that is required of everybody is required of employers. After all, it is the immigrants working alongside the Aboriginal people that built this country. None of us, unless we're Aboriginal, can claim that we weren't immigrants at some point in our history.
We shall not be moved. We shall not.
The temporary migrants are really exploited in Canada under that program, and we really should rethink the program to make sure that there is no tied work permit to allow workers to change employers. So when employees are exploited, they can change and make sure their rights are respected.
Canada has it set up for temporary foreign workers not to succeed, not to be able to apply for residency, and in fact to be an underclass of workers.
Workers' rights are should be respected. Whether you come from Canada or you're born from Canada, you should have the same standard of living and the same rights as any other worker.
Well, I'd like to really give a very big heartfelt thanks to UFCW for I recognize that they're playing a leading role in the labour movement across Canada in terms of advocating on behalf of temporary foreign workers. I know UFCW has dedicated organizers that they deploy in British Columbia. I've met them, and also right across Canada, and they're really on the leading edge, not only of organizing temporary foreign workers, but also advocating on their behalf. So certainly they're a great example, and they're leading the way in British Columbia.